It was already open.
That's supposed to be the noise opening it.
Yeah, but it was already open. So.
What's up?
Is that a slab? No, show up!
Kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
Because it is. They will be pouring when you're watching this. It's not poured yet. Clearly filmed the day before. Nope. This has taken way longer than expected. Mm-hmm. It's been a whole challenge with. Hey,
what are you doing?
I'm trying to be extra. Okay. Whole challenge with weather and materials and everything like that. And
Speaking of extra,
come on, y'all, come on. It kind of shows that we're in our world of building and stuff. You never know what's going to happen, and that's why there's been times that it took us longer to do a project, or we didn't have what we needed, or rain stopped it, or whatever. I mean, these guys have been doing concrete for 40 years, and there just ain't no stopping it. If something's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But we're finally at the point where we're going to get a slab poured, unless the weather just changes drastically over night. But that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
It sounded like you're about to say something.
I was just going to say, well, with our luck, probably will happen, but that's okay.
We're just going to see what happens.
Yeah.
We've definitely learned a lot of patience with everything over the years and building and stuff. Again, I know this is kind of like a broken record at this point, but some of y'all are figuring out what we're doing. Everything's going to be revealed of our full plan and everything like that very soon.
Some people are thinking that the grain bin's not moving.
Yeah, some people are thinking that. Some people are thinking...
I can tell you this, 1,000% the grain bin is moving.
Probably to another state. We're selling it to... No, we're not. There's been very, very few people that have actually commented what we're doing. So don't take it personal if we're saying things that you guys are saying that's not right. Not a lot of people have gotten it correct yet, but how would you know? It's just all a guessing game anyways.
Yeah.
But Danielle looked up the weather, and it just ain't cooling down. It's just not.
I don't understand. It's about to be October, and it's still going to be like 90.
Yeah, high 80s on the cool side.
Yeah.
At night in the morning and at night it gets chilly. Nothing crazy. So I don't know what this winter's going to bring, but it's... I guess I don't understand it. I said, well, maybe it'll be a warmer winter. But apparently, it's the warmer the summer, the colder the winter.
I feel like.
Oh. I thought you were trying to spit some facts.
No, that's what people say.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know nothing.
At this point, I don't believe anything anyone says about weather. It does what it wants, has a mind of its own, especially here. But I really am hoping that this winter isn't that bad since we'll be building. But I do think by the time it does get nasty...
Every winter we build.
And every summer we build as well, baby.
Yeah. So.
But I'm hoping we'll be pretty far into it already. Because normally by the time it does start getting nasty, you're talking like more of like January, February. And it's like getting super cold, rainy, all of that. Normally throughout the end of the year, it's not terrible. It's doable. Mm-hmm. It's just the beginning of the year. So I'm thinking by then we'll be pretty far along unless things happen where we can't get supplies or whatever. But it should all go a lot smoother this time compared to any build we've done. Because one, we're already starting on a solid foundation. And then already had the whole thing figured out in our brains of how it's all going to go. And we're ordering stuff already, so hopefully it'll be here by the time we're starting and doing, so I feel like we're ahead of the curve on this one, which I told Danielle yesterday we were eating. I said it's just weird to me that I feel like I'm at a point where everything is clicked now when it comes down to building, plumbing, doing stuff like it. I'm not professional, and I'm not saying that. It just, everything makes a lot more sense now. Over the last few years of building and learning and everything, it just all, like,
Your belly.
Yeah.
You're hungry?
That's why I stopped talking, so you can hear it. It started to really click. I learned a lot over the last few years, but now it's like, oh, this is what we're doing? All right, cool. This is how we got to do this. All right, we're doing this. All right.
Building for 5 years now.
Since, you talking about the Texas property?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know when, was that 2000?
So more than 5 years.
I moved to Oklahoma in 2019.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you've been building for a while now.
For a minute, and I've learned a lot. I've come a long way, and not a pro at any of it, but I feel a lot more confident, and I guess that's the thing. If anyone out there is going to do anything on their own or whatever, is you ain't going to figure it out for a minute, so don't beat yourself up over it. One of the guys yesterday, the concrete people, we're going to keep this to a minimum. My stomach is just going to town.
Starving.
Yeah, we're probably going to cook lunch a little early today.
Yeah.
But one of the guys yesterday bought property not far from here. I forgot how much land. And he was talking about building a house, a shop, area for... He wants to do basically the exact same thing. And he's like, I'm hoping by next year we can have our shop, and then a year we'll have our house and all this stuff. He's like, man, it just takes forever and it's so expensive. And I'm just like, oh, please say this on camera. A lot of people just don't realize how much time and effort and cost and everything with it. It's a long process. And the whole thing is, we don't want people watching our channel and thinking it's an overnight thing, or it's cheap to do it, or you could do everything cheap, but it ain't going to last.
Yeah.
We just want the reality.
Yeah, whatever you think it's going to cost, times it by 10.
Yeah.
Whatever, however
Long
hard.
Yeah.
However hard you think it is, times that by about 100.
Yeah.
However long you think it's going to be, times that about 50.
Yeah. And then if you're watching people online and videos do it, it always looks easier in video than it does in person, because then you come across the problems they didn't talk about. There's so many different aspects of it, and we just want
That's
people...
why we try to show, like, some of the problems or...
the mistakes.
Yeah.
Whatever. And it's
Which
like...
we get chewed up about, or beat up a little bit about, but it's okay. Just
because we show mistakes, or that we make mistakes?
That we show the mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
Because people are like, yeah, you dumb, but it's like, again...
How would we know unless we've done it?
Yeah, and we do want to show that part of it.
Hey, this part did not work. Yeah. It's kind of like, I thought for sure putting the box for the shower room, I was like, it's a box, just what? And they're like, no, when it comes to concrete, any straight edges will crack. You want to, she just gnawing on a bone.
Yeah.
You want to have more of a rounded edge, because it's less likely to crack. There's always a chance it can crack, and concrete will crack no matter what. Just depends on when and where. I'm going to push this bone out of here. Wait.
Should just be crunching on it. I don't know if you guys
Take it
can
over
hear
there.
that.
Just too loud. But we learn a lot, and that's why I wanted to put in the video, like, hey, we put a bucket in here instead of this. Don't make the same mistakes we did. And then people were saying too about our plumbing. It won't last long. And I just kind of I said, well, I promise and I guarantee when it messes up, if it messes up, we'll do a video, because we want to show people, hey, this is where it messed up. This is what happened. We're not trying to fool anybody. We're not trying to make it seem like we know what we're talking about. That's why I'm not a professional. I feel like I've got it figured out. I wouldn't do it if I didn't feel like I had it figured out. There's been things in the past I thought I had it figured out and it didn't work. You live and you learn, and again, you can watch videos all day, you can do your research, you can do all that, but I'm not the type of guy to learn that way. I have to do hands-on and learn that way. And I finally at the point where I feel like it clicks, and a lot of it makes more sense, whether it's right or wrong, or we overbuild or whatever. we've had enough experience at this point to kind of start to figure out how to do things. And even with the concrete people, and they were like, all right, so where do you want this and how do you want that? And they're like, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, you just have to trust the process. I build different, we do things in different ways, but the end of the work, and then I kind of explain, they're like, all right, I get it. And so we just don't do things the conventional way because we're not conventionally taught. But my thing is when you like it, I guess I see it this way. I was thinking about this, taking a shower the other day. Normally when we get anything, I just automatically never look at instructions, ever. I don't care what it is. I don't look at it. I may not do it the correct way. I may not whatever. But it teaches your brain to not just follow a cookie cutter thing. It teaches your brain, okay, well, how do I think this should go? Okay, I might have to like step back, redo, take off, and do it again, and finally look at the instructions. But it makes you think, and it makes you realize, oh, okay, so even when it comes down to building or even putting something together, whatever, I would rather my brain work and try to figure it out, because that's how you innovate and get better and better, and you get quicker at certain things of, okay, well, if this problem occurs, what do I think I need to fix this or whatever, and my stomach's going to town.
You can do that the same way though by reading the instructions, and because then you do it, and then you just know that's how you do something like that.
Well, yeah, back in the day, I used to use instructions, but I don't now. For the last probably 10 years, I don't use instructions, unless it's something, like, very important, then I'm like, all right, whatever. But for the most part, I'm just going to do it myself, because I want my brain to think. I want my brain to try to figure out and...
Just challenge yourself a little bit is what you're saying.
Yeah, because if not, then you're going to get... in my opinion, you get stuck in this cookie cutter way of thinking that it has to be this way, but it doesn't have to be this way. That's just how they made it for this certain thing. You can do it however you want. It's like a house. That's why there's a million different ways to build a house, and now they're creating new houses where it's 3D printed, or Elon Musk makes a little like modular box now for like, they were supposed to be cheap. They're not cheap. They're quite pricey, but there's a lot of different ways to build and do things, and that's how you innovate and create. And I'm not saying I'm going to create something brand new, but I want to know as much as I can know, and again, it gets your brain thinking, and I don't know, that's the way my brain works, and that's how I'd rather do it. And watching them do all the concrete and everything, I've learned a lot. I asked a bunch of questions. I feel like I could probably do an entire thing by myself now. I would need a crew to help move concrete and do all that, but I could probably, by the end of this, do it. It won't be as good as they did it, but I feel like I could do it now. And it's the same thing with anything. It's like we, working on the tractor. I may not fix it the right way, but I could fix it and get it going when I never thought I could. Whenever it froze last time and we had to take it apart, and we had to take the gas tank apart or the fuel tank, and then had to prime pumps and do all this stuff, I knew zero about it. And I just went in and I started guessing, and then I had to watch some videos to learn some stuff. Then I went in and guessed and, different things. And anytime that tractor breaks, I'm like, I'll fix it. It's just like, my stomach just beat. It's anything like that, or with like the new 4Runner, to have a rack just to hold our tent on top is like $1,000. And I'm like, no, why? Just build it ourselves. It may not be professional looking or whatever, but it'll probably be built better because I'll build it with more hardcore materials. So then I'm just going to do that. I'm going to come up with our own way to make it where we can take it off easy rather than it being a pain in the butt. Doing the fencing in the front, like doing everything here. It's not the conventional way, but it makes you think, and it makes you figure stuff out on your own. And I think that's like a massive thing of farming, ranching, homesteading, whatever. You will never have the time to hire it or take it somewhere to do it. You just have to figure it out on the spot. How do I get this fixed to get the job done? And I think that's why there's just a lot of good, hard-working, blue-collar people out there that they're just like, they don't call people for help. You just figure it out. And this is the way my brain works, and I like it. I don't know what got me going on that tangent, but it just did. Maybe I'm hungry and I'm not thinking correct.
It's a challenge for your brain to figure it out, baby.
Oh, that's full circle. You've learned from the best, baby.
Huh?
The full circle it. You brought it back. That's what Chrissy always said. How can you just talk so much?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's always a lesson, and you can always bring it back in, and it just makes it seem like you know what you're talking about.
I just think you've been doing this for
Oh,
long
yeah.
enough.
Too long.
Where you just be talking.
And then I just lasso that conversation back in.
There you go.
I don't know. Some days I wonder why we even do this. Why do people listen? Why do whatever? I don't know. It is partially part of our job.
Yeah.
We've created the job to be this, but
like Debbie said, she's here for the ramblings.
Yeah, some people like the rambling. Some people get something out of it, and some people, all they get out of it is think that I'm stupid. Either way, I'm
just something to watch while you drink coffee.
Yeah.
It is important.
Very crucial.
Like, whenever you sit down with, like, a cup of coffee or sit down, have, like, a meal. I know some people don't eat in front of the TV or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's something, like, you have a go-to to watch instead of just scrolling through.
Oh, there ain't nothing worse.
So.
Yeah. We got a couple of podcasts like that. We drink coffee and
drink coffee, too.
Throw it on.
Yeah. It's important. So I think it's probably that more than anything.
Yeah. And
it's something to sip coffee to.
Yeah. And it's also important, too, we're just not there yet. But when we have everything situated and done and, we're living the dream of living in a house that we built, to have a spot outside that you can just come out, you just got your coffee, cross your leg, watch the animals, eat their morning breakfast, doing their thing, and just kind of looking around. The dogs are just doing their thing. Yeah. Just having that, oh my gosh.
Much rather that than watching a podcast.
Yeah.
To drink coffee, too.
But we're glad y'all watch us, is what we're getting
at. Yes,
we appreciate it.
Thank you for that.
But that's like a big thing where it's like, I tell Danielle every day. We went to Walmart earlier, and we were pulling up, and we're driving the old 4Runner, and if this was just a Walmart in Colorado, and we were just grabbing some food, and then we're just going to go camp, because there's nothing better waking up in the morning, you get the fire going. I mean, it's we've done this long enough, camping. We've done it long enough, but there's something about just waking up with the beautiful view, my baby, and then a good sunrise, and then just a nice crisp morning. You got your coffee, and you just sit and just, oh yeah, there's just nothing nicer than that.
Which, speaking of coffee, I did give my grandparents the work-life night shift.
Curious what they say?
I don't know, I haven't heard anything.
Well, they just got it.
Yeah.
This morning, they're probably drinking it.
By now, they've already had about, I don't know, the whole thing.
Today?
Yeah.
They drink a whole bag of coffee every day?
No, I meant, like, they've already had cups of coffee.
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe they'll say something.
Yeah.
We get our Walmart people. We were going to give the concrete people one. They forgot to get it.
Yeah.
We've given a few people. Look, I'm trying to think all who, but in the moment I can't think.
Trying to share the love.
We are, because it's great and we love it. And why would we not want to tell people about something that we really like? That's why we tell you guys all the time about everything we like.
Yeah.
But anywho, appreciate the early morning rambles. I'm curious, other than us, what do y'all watch in the morning while drinking coffee, maybe eating breakfast or whatever? What's your normal
go-to?
Or even without watching whatever, what is your normal morning routine? I mean, the moment I wake up, either I make coffee or I go to the bathroom.
And then it's either I make coffee.
Yeah, if you wake up before me. Or if I'm already, like, if I'm in the bathroom, but I gotta poo instead of pee, it's taking a minute. But either way, the moment we wake up, it's bathroom or coffee, making it. And then it's sit down, we put on a podcast. Normally it's Bad Friends. That's Bobby Lee. and
Andrew Santino.
Yep.
But really anything with
Bobby Lee. We think he's funny. He's an interesting guy. That would be. There's not a lot of people left that I would like to meet. Mm-hmm. There's really not. He would be one of them.
Oh yeah.
He would truly be one of them that I would be like, man, Mark, check that one off. That was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. What is your normal morning routine that gets you going? I'll tell you all this. The first thing you should not do is open the news or normal like Facebook, something like that, because then you get drawn into some like craziness.
Yeah.
You don't start your day that way. Don't start your day that way. Start your day on a positive note.
Yeah.
Don't just get straight on social media. I mean, YouTube's different, but don't get on YouTube and start watching the news or anything like that. It'll rile you up, and it's not a good thing. I guess we really haven't talked about this before, and I'll keep it short, but whenever I lived at the original off-grid, just single Jason, I'd wake up.
Just in the woods by yourself.
Yeah, and I would go down the rabbit hole of everything going on in the world and the government and all that, and it's not healthy. It is just not healthy.
Do you think it's a coincidence or not that during that time too is whenever you were riled up on the internet too? You know, like...
Oh, yeah.
You start your day like that, your reaction to everything is going to be...
Oh, yeah. Imagine just waking up in the morning and then someone just walks up every day and just slaps you in the face. You're not going to be that happy.
Yeah.
So why are you going to slap yourself in the face with some craziness? And all y'all know that I used to get riled up on YouTube and talk about people or things or whatever. I'd get all riled up. And, which unfortunately, drama does sell. People did watch it and views were high and all that. But I would just be riled up and then dealing with other YouTube channels and drama and stuff like that. I would just my whole day was riled up, and then I'm just like feeding it with craziness from the internet of politics and the world burning down around us and people's opinions on it on Facebook and then fighting with people on Facebook. I mean, it is the worst thing you can do, and I've seen it so many times in people that I just want to be like, trust me, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm just at the point now where we talked about this morning too. I don't care. I don't care if someone likes me, doesn't like me. I don't care if the world's burning around me. I don't care about any of it. My reaction now is, I don't care. I'm just going to do my thing, and no one will know if I don't like them. No one will probably know if I like them. No one, like, I'm just going about my day, and other than that, nothing really phases me. I could talk about something in the moment. You know, some people would be like, well, you do videos about comments. That's just because it's content, and it's bringing up things to talk about. But I can't change anything. You can't change the way people think. You can't change the way people do, how people treat you, may not treat you.
You just gotta live your life.
You just live your own personal life and just in one ear, out the other, and what you want to eat today. That's kind of where we're at.
Which is the biggest dilemma ever, always. When you can only grill, and then also your Walmart
only has a select amount of things
it's
you
just
can buy.
like, you just like, what are we going to do? What are we going to eat today?
Yeah, especially when we're trying to eat healthy.
It's just always the same thing. You just get... That's one thing nobody talks about when you live like this, too. Like, you're building up and you're just confined to this. Is
the camper?
Your
tiny fridge.
Your tiny fridge, your food selection. You can't, like, get groceries for...
You can't even, no, heck no.
You can get groceries for one meal.
Unless it's like canned stuff. We're talking like fresh meats, fresh veggies.
But you can't, you don't have an oven to cook in. That's
some campers have a tiny oven.
Talking about our situation.
Yeah.
And then the stovetop thing is just tiny. So it's mainly grilling or throw something in the microwave. And, you just get a little burnt out.
Well, then not even just that. Then you're on the go getting materials, and then you don't have the time to grill up or go buy it. So then it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to go eat fast food? Well, that's not good for you.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
So here we are, and then so it's like, all right, today are we going to eat wings or are we going to you know
which part of the chicken are we going to eat today? And then, or are we going to have a pork chop?
Yeah.
Or are we going to have a steak?
Yeah.
That's our options here.
Yeah, so then...
Which, that's hard to complain. It's all good food. It's just more when you eat it every day.
Every day. And then, that's one thing. That's an unspoken thing about this lifestyle, is the food choices and then the limited way to store or prepare, just everything like that. It's like...
But the silver lining of it is...
I'm gonna be so grateful.
Oh yeah,
whenever this what we keep going back and forth between like how the kitchen. I'm like, I don't care because I'm gonna be.
Put this in video. Put this in video. Y'all remember 26 minutes in.
Yeah, so grateful.
She said, no matter what her kitchen looks like,
I don't care.
I want y'all to remember that, because if we get it all built out, she's like, I have asked you 800 times to make sure.
Listen, no matter what, I'm going to be the most grateful.
And I said, for how long?
For my entire life.
No. It'll be, I said, don't tell me 2, 5, 10 years from now you don't like it, because I'm going to pull this video up.
Living 3 years like this it's enough it's a constant reminder to be like, whatever your kitchen, the shape of it, it don't matter. You got a fridge, you got an oven, you got a fridge to store enough stuff. You got an oven to cook in, you got a sink to wash dishes in, a big old sink. Oh.
That's the silver lining. Mm-hmm. And the silver lining of us living this way for so long and our animals and all that is, someday there will be a deep freeze full of all the different meats. There will be a garden with fresh veggies. There will be minimal having to go to the store to buy stuff. We'll always have to go to the store to buy stuff unless the world around us really burns up. But it's very possible these days. But the end goal is to have all that, and to have,
be so grateful
and to
for
have the
every
house,
little thing.
Yeah, and to have the house we want and all that. And we've learned over the years of the goal isn't to have a mansion. The goal isn't to have a crazy huge property or whatever. It's great, and I would take it. If someone offered me 1,000 acres with a mansion on it for free, I would take it in a heartbeat. But in reality, we need something to be comfortable in, have the animals we want for the reasons we want, and a deep freeze, and then we have it set up so then we can go on a vacation, or we could be here and this is our at-home vacation or staycation. We have everything has truly been the sacrifice to get here, and it's 100% worth it, and I would do it over and over and over.
Yeah.
I would go through my entire life again, everything that I hated about it, to be in this spot again when we're done with the house and everything. I would go through all of it again if it meant by the time I'm 40, I'm set up with my dream life. I would do it all over again, and my life in my eyes has not been the best. I've had a lot of great moments, but I've had a lot of moments that probably would have broke a lot of people, and that's the one thing the concrete people said. What's up, brother? He said, the reason I really like you is...
You can't say this.
Yes, I can. I can say it in the way I want to say it.
Okay.
I watched your videos, and I watched all of, like, not all of them, but he binge watched a lot, and he said, the fact that you still came out on top after all of that is the reason I like you the most. And the other guy, too, is like, that's something to go through everything that you... And they watched a bunch of videos to go through all of that, and you're still with the same attitude you have now, and you're on top, and all this. He said, unless you were just lying about everything on the internet, he said, the reason I like you, both of us, is y'all have come out on top, and you are who y'all are right now in person, and that is why I like you guys. And I said, there is absolutely nothing that will ever not get me to the top where I want to be. Nothing. There may be times that it kind of slows me down or whatever, but there is absolutely nothing that could stop me from getting what I want. And
I'm just gonna be grateful.
Well, there's been a lot of stuff for you as well that has been over the last several years and everything.
I just meant this experience makes you very you're just at the end
It
of the day,
makes you
like,
appreciate things.
The things that you would normally take for granted.
Oh yeah.
And then that was my point of being, is just the end of the day, you have what you have, and you're very grateful for it.
And I think that's what the whole point of life is you're supposed to live a certain way as a kid. You're supposed to live a certain way as a young teen, and then in your 20s and your 30s, and by the time you get to our age or wherever, you realize, this is what I liked about life, this is what I didn't like, and if I have kids, this is how I want to raise them. If I want to live my certain life this way, I want to budget my money this way, I want to, like, you're supposed to learn, and then you get to a point where then you can live the life that you want. But you can't live the life you want unless you've had good and bad. It's like comments. If you have nothing but good, then you just think you're the best. If you have nothing but bad, you think
and
you're
that's
the
not
worst.
good.
No, either way, it's not good either way. So you got to have both. You got to have your ups and downs to find that middle ground and be like, this is nice. And when we're done with all this is nice. And I literally told Danielle earlier, we were feeding, and I said, I can't wait until we're comfortable. The house is built, everything's done, we're good, whenever that may be. And I can just build fun areas for the goats to jump on and have fun.
And then what did I say?
I didn't pay attention.
I said, I want goat babies.
Oh, yeah. I said, no, not with these. We can have goats that we eat and they have babies.
Maybe just one more time. They're just so... I love goat baby.
No, because then it's like rabbits.
I know.
Gets out of hand quick.
We're not doing that.
But
it's just sometimes I like to say that.
Yeah. I mean, I like goat babies and all that.
There's just nothing cuter. Yeah, the way they immediately just jump around and they get their little legs going.
Well, yeah.
They're just so cute. That's probably the best
baby animal.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
baby goat.
Like,
tell me what's better.
Like, I like baby kittens, but I don't like a cat.
Yeah.
I like puppies, but I don't want more dogs.
I thought you were about to say, but I don't like a dog. It's like,
I love
you're
dogs.
lying right now.
No dogs. I don't. Not lions. Okay, she didn't like my jokes, so we're gonna leave that. All right, guys. Appreciate the rambles. Gets us going. Kind of got me through the hunger. I'm still probably we're gonna go eat lunch early. I'm gonna say go. We're gonna barbecue, but you can barely see him.
I know.
But
come here, sleepy.
We do appreciate the opportunity to have the people watching that we have, and I forgot exactly what we were talking about. We were talking about something as far as YouTube, and I said the good thing is we have some of the same audience we've had a while back, but we also gained a lot of new, and we gained people that actually care about us and not just certain things. And there are a lot of people that want to say bad things about us or whatever, but for the most part, it's y'all actually care about us, and y'all actually want to see us live the life we want. Y'all want to see certain things, whatever, and y'all aren't here to judge us. You're not here to judge us if we drink an adult beverage. You're not here to judge us if we're eating bad or takes longer to build or we have a rough day or a great day one day, a bad day the next or whatever. You're just here to support us, and that goes a long way. And literally so much so that it's like, I think that's part of the reason why I can sit here and be like, I don't really care about anybody out there that's trying to like do something against me or say a bad thing or whatever, because it's like we got a whole huge group of people that support us no matter what, and as long as we're happy and I'm happy, then that's all that matters.
Yeah, then if someone just does that, then it's like, okay, bye. And then
that's your loss, buddy, not mine. If someone wants to do something to try to do whatever, it's like, I don't care. That person will never even know how I feel about it because I don't care. I feel like I'm at a point where we got enough people supporting us that you just want to see us happy, and that's what we want to be, is happy, and that goes a long way. So appreciate y'all. I gotta eat. So all right, guys, we'll catch you next one.